It's no secret that the Witch Queen has been creeping into the city's walls for a while now, but some may not have noticed just how close she actually may be. We've talked about a big theory in a recent video, but let's analyze this even deeper. Savathun's song being hummed by NPCs, the cause of the endless night, the corruption of our closest allies, and tons more.
I'm really excited to see Xivu fleshed out more and to find out more about her relationship with Savathun and what that means for year 4 of Destiny.
Savathun has been placing dominoes, and at the end of year 4, she's gonna knock down the dominoes. We're gonna see what she's been really up to. And so this year, she's putting the last pieces in place.
So it's no surprise that Savathun has her dirty hive claws wrapped around the Traveler. Let's take a look at how exactly she may be deceiving us from the inside in our own walls rather than just waiting for some plan to happen out there in the system. So in the bigger picture, we know that Savathun has been around for a while. The Dreaming City curse is her doing. Her forces reside on the moon in Shadowkeep. She didn't want us to commune with the darkness in Season of the Arrivals, and various lore entries call out warnings and secrets about Savathun's whereabouts. When Destiny 2 launched, we had a strike on Titan called Savathun's Song. The final boss at the end of this strike was a giant hive shrieker, and the belief here is that the hive on Titan were trying to summon Savathun, or at least call out to her after Oryx's death. In that mission, Ghost said, "They're using Void Light to summon something down there." Everybody's favorite Guardian Takeo 3 said this in the strike as well. "Mark my words, something real mean and real old is gonna use that thing to lay eyes on this planet." So that was in the strike titled Savathun's Song, but believe it or not, if you didn't already know, there's actually a straight up song itself, one that can corrupt those who hear it and can't be unheard. So this is the main melodic line, I guess, for the Shadowkeep theme, which used to be on the title screen, and here's what it sounds like. So since the release of that song, it has started popping up everywhere. Different characters begin to hear it, it's played in certain weird spots, and Savathun appears to be watching us in multiple ways. Our first example begins with the skulls above Shaxx's head, the ones that have been there for years now. In the Traveler's Chosen lore entry, it says this: "I push into my Ossific den, and he is there. I see him looking over to the side toward his Traveler, head bent. He is speaking softly, but I can hear him. Anyone who was listening could. I feel something shift inside him and a new possibility presents itself. Again, I press against the sockets. The net creaks softly with my eagerness." So you can see the hints with words like socket, meaning the sockets of this skull or bone or something like that, and also the nets creaking as it listens. Here is what Eris and the Drifter had to say about this from the Prophecy Dungeon.
"Hey, Three Eyes. Shaxx says you sang him a little ditty."
What?
"Shaxx, Chunky Titan, One Horn. Did you sing him a song on the moon?"
What a senseless question.
"Yeah, I didn't think so."
Stay off this channel. Should I need you, I'll call. Wait.
I didn't hang up.
Does that oaf still keep that skull with him?
"In the tower? Yeah, hangs it over his spot. I wouldn't have tangled with that thing."
Desperate times. This lil ditty. Did it go?
That would be the one. What is it?
Savathun's song. It's a viral chant. It can never be unheard. Now that Savathun has announced herself, relics of the dark across the system have begun to awaken. Tell Shaxx to remove that skull immediately.
Sister, I already tried.
What did that oaf say?
No.
So that's interesting, and here's Shaxx actually singing the song from the Devil's Ruin quest.
Then you can pay me. A Titan is only as good as his word.
But I don't know any songs.
Make something up.
Oh, let me see. Eris hummed a few bars on the moon. How did it go? I'm on the moon. It's made of cheese.
So this is one way that Savathun has been observing us, through this skull that's been above Shaxx's head for years now. Savathun's song can also be heard by the crow in the helm. In the Deicide lore tab, which means killing of a god, we see something else that's pretty frightening. Now most of you may remember the warlock Anur if you've read the lore, the one that was studying Drifter a while back, and your guardian had the option to side with one of the two. Well, in this card, the Deicide, she is analyzing a binary message that's all over the future war cult's networks. It looks like this. So from this code, this is binary. If you translate it, it reads C#, E, F#, D#, B, T#, E, A#. And it'll read this over and over again throughout the whole message. So those are obviously musical notes, and what do you get if you play those?
If everyone's heart was as big as yours. Have you heard the song of the people echoing through the city? Rise up as one, march toward the sun.
The next one is not really real, but the oracles in a certain order can also play Savathun's song, kinda. So the main part of the tune has those 8 notes, and we know that there are only 7 oracles at max in the Templar encounter, so that kind of debunks it. But of course you could hear the song if these are aligned a certain way, but you can also hear tons of other melodies performed with it if you mess around with those pitches as well. In another recent entry titled 7 Ripe, we see what we believe is Savathun taking the form of a human in the city. She says, I walk through the city on broken legs. I am conspicuous, but the people here grant me many affordances. I chose this form well. So this led to some theories and speculation on who she might be impersonating as a human. Was it someone we know? Is it just some random human out there trying to hide amongst us? Now the big theory was discussed in a previous video, but this all tells us, or confirms rather, that Savathun has been among us for a very long time now. Some examples of this: spying from Titan and other planets with her eyes that we destroyed, listening through things like the skulls above Shaxx, impersonating people we are close to, and infecting everything with her song. So there could also be the option that Bungie is throwing us off and Savathun is just super tricky, but things are kind of starting to come together. Now think about this for a moment. I may make another video on this in the future, but what if none of these characters and none of these things are actually infected or actually hearing this song? Maybe just our guardian is hearing this song or getting infected by Savathun, she's getting in our heads, and none of this stuff is actually there. It's pretty cool to think about. Anyway, Guardians, I hope you enjoyed this video on the analysis of Savathun's song and where it currently is infecting us. If we missed a spot and you know another place where Savathun has been observing our Guardian and the city, be sure to leave it down below. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name's Evade, and I'll catch you Guardians in the next one.